Hello, I'm Tennille. I'm in Bundaberg, Queensland. So it's 6 a.m. here, not a very romantic time for me. And I, I am an animal trainer and behaviorist turned business coach, which is a bit of a recent transition. And I'm a romantic. I got 36 on that one. That was standout highest. Second to that was ruler and celebrity. And my lowest was connector, which maybe explains why I was like, oh, I don't know whether to come. And someone said, of course you go, it's Denise DT. So I'm here.
So what was your first reaction, either to the name or to the description of hearing that you were a romantic? Or was it just one of those things where you went, oh my God, that is totally me?
Okay, so I wasn't surprised to get romantic at all, because my first thought went to how I love to fantasize and I love to have luxury environments and be comfortable. One part that was a little bit surprising was probably how I viewed what a romantic would be. And one of my first thoughts is I'm not really a girly girl. I'm not into clothing, handbags, makeup, that kind of luxury. But I'm into staying in luxury places, having a nice home, having a nice meal out, indulging in the finer things of life, and put my comfort up very high as a priority. And then fantasizing about what's going to happen for me in the future, maybe to the point where it distracts from setting goals that are a bit more actionable, and working on fluff tasks and feeling like, yeah, I'm working and I'm going to get there one day, but they're fluff tasks. They're not really important tasks that are going to move the needle in the business. And I was maybe hoping that Maverick would be up there kind of higher, because I feel that a bit.
So the next question I want to ask you is, have you always been like this? Okay, so I'll just type it in here as well. Think about your childhood and being a baby romantic. That's what I'm putting there. So I want to hear, and we're going to start, we started with Jenny last time, so we'll start with Katie for this time. Think about you as a kid. Were you teased for wanting what you wanted? Did your family have a nickname for you? You know, someone was saying at the start about being called spoiled. What were some of the signs that you were a romantic even from a really young age?
I find this one a little bit hard to answer. I was definitely always a dreamer, and I always would fantasize that one day when I grew up, I would somehow be rich and everything fall into place magically. I didn't get given a lot of pocket money, but when I got my first job, I saved up, and I didn't quite make it to that $1,000 mark. It was like $950. And as soon as I got to enough, I spent it all on a saddle that I really wanted. I was the tomboy in the family, and my sister was the favorite child. And if I had money, I would be thinking of how I was going to spend it. And I was also raised to believe that the end of the world is coming. And so it was a bit like, it doesn't matter to save and prepare for the future, because there's not going to be a future. So now I have to get used to, actually do have to prepare for the future and save some of the money and not just spend it all the time. But when I think about what I would dream about, it would be more those situations that I was in and the environment and what was around me, rather than clothing or things like that. But I would want some fancy things like the latest electronic gadget or stuff like that. Definitely more environments, I think.
So now I want to go, and we're going to start with Tennille for this one. I want to go to your businesses and how your romantic is showing up in your business. And I want to do sabotages first. You know, where is it sabotaging your income, or, you know, your enjoyment of your business, or where is it kind of clashing? So a couple of examples could be the procrastination thing of just never feeling like it's the right timing, or you can't be bothered, or if things get a little bit hard, maybe you ditch them. It could be around team. So, you know, you could get really enthusiastic about a project, but not necessarily give all the information to your team, or you just haven't got around to team. It could come up in your pricing. So Stacey, especially when you talk, you know, like, were you able to make sure you were pricing appropriately for all of the quality materials that you put in? You know, is it showing up in the type of clients that you're attracting? Or, you know, especially think back to before you did SMA. So it might not be now, it might be, you know, at the start of your business, little things that you saw were kind of sabotaging you from making money.
Yeah, big time sabotages. I think growing up, I never really wanted to work. I hoped that it'd just all work out and I'd be taken care of and do the least amount of work possible. And so I will find myself dreaming about making big money and resisting the work to get there, just resisting work, procrastinating a lot, and making just enough to be comfortable, and then stopping working until it's running out, and then panicking and starting working again and doing it at the last minute. That's probably the biggest way that I sabotage in my business and in life. And when that's happening and things are getting urgent and I'm running out of money, I don't want to look at it. I don't want to deal with it. And I just resist it and protest it and just want everything to just work out, and just tell myself everything always does work out. You always have enough, but never getting into that state of having more than enough and having a decent buffer and saving. I'm trying to think what else. Definitely some flamboyant spending. And if I do make a lot of money one month, my husband will even say to me, "Oh, you're looking for ways to get rid of it? You're looking for ways to spend it straight away?" And returning to that point of just having enough and, oh shit, what am I going to do now? I have to make more money. Around clients, system, team, marketing, launching, definitely procrastination, not wanting to deal with the hard parts. And connector is my lowest, and I'm an introvert. So I resist calling clients back and anything to do with getting all together and talking with real life people. And systems, I always have these lists of ideas for systems I want to put into place, and then resist putting them into place and just wishing we could skip to the end, skip to the good part where it's paying off. Team, probably some resistance there around the social aspect as well. I do have a virtual assistant, which has been a big help. And I just palm off as much as I can to him. And launching, it's a little bit like flying by the seat of my pants rather than having it planned out ahead of time properly.
Just your final thoughts of, like, what did you tweak and change in your business after taking SMA and knowing that you're a romantic, having the permission for things to be easy? Did you change things? Did you change who you worked with? Did you change your prices? Did you change your business model? Did you quit things and let things go? Were you able to, create stuff that makes it flow for you as a romantic? So
I relate to a lot of what Stacey and Katie said, especially. I definitely relate to what Katie said about not wanting to do sales calls and not wanting to do things just because someone else says that that's the way to do it. So SMA was great for it was very validating for the traits that I have, and that they're okay. It's okay to be this way. It's okay to want things to be easier and to work to my strengths, and that even though there are some weaknesses in there, there's also a lot of strengths. I've also got to find balance between being a romantic and being a ruler, which are opposite ends of the spectrum, I think. And I have ups and downs, and I've learnt to work with those ups and downs rather than fighting them, and work to my strengths, work on the important things, and outsource as much as possible, do things the simpler way. And I'm able to pass that on to clients that I help as well. And I've got feedback that, oh, I really like that you simplify things. You make things simple and let me do it the easy way. Whereas a lot of people are like, this is my way, so it's the only way. So that's the way you have to do it. And you have to follow every step and get every part specifically this certain way. Whereas I can look at it and say, how do we simplify this? So yeah, I have given myself probably a bit more grace, that when I need to take some time out and have some self-care and get back to being in the moment more, rather than living in the gap where we're between where we are now and hyper focusing on the future where we want to be and we're not there yet, and the magic of the money that is going to come, but it's not here yet. Just being in the moment and focusing on what I can do now, and creating ways of getting that passive income growing so that the money will come, but also giving myself grace that it doesn't have to all be done today.
I appreciate your time so much. Thank you for your generosity. Thank you for your ideas and your generous sharing with each other. So, are you a ruler, a connector, or a maverick? Hang on, maybe you're more of a romantic or a celebrity. Take the money personality quiz right now and find out which of the 8 money archetypes you are. And then I'm going to teach you how to profit from your strengths and make money in your business based on your natural personality. Click below and find out more.